Hello everyone, I'm Lady Tsuki, owner of the small anime site Lady Tsuki's Anime Temple, and I'm also a small-scale YouTube content creator who mainly specializes in anime music videos and other anime-related media. Now, as much as I loathe to do so for reasons which I'm sure you can guess just by looking, I come out from behind the avatars and onto the camera to talk to you about a very important issue for the YouTube community. This issue is YouTube's system that deals with what would be considered copyright infringing videos. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, YouTube has two ways of dealing with copyright infringement. First way is their content ID claim, which is usually enacted by bots scouring YouTube for a certain amount of video or audio set by copyright owners. When it finds it, it automatically claims it. Now, a human can also use the content ID claim system after they've manually watched your video. And this is where a variety of the penalties tends to come in. They can block your video worldwide or just in a specific country. They can get the video's sound muted, or they can block your video from being accessed from phones or other websites. Also, if your video is monetized, the claimant can take some or all of the revenue for themselves. Hilariously, this is what happened with my second Madoka anime music video. The company who's claiming their copyright on it is monetizing all the profits. Problem for them is that I'm not a YouTube partner yet, and as such, I don't get any monetization off my videos. So they're getting a total of 0. Sorry guys. Now, I'll come back to the problem with their copyright content ID system later. But next I'll tell you about the second way YouTube deals with copyright infringement, or at least copyright infringement as they see it. And that would be the copyright strike. Now, strike is the more serious and damaging issue, as it's likely a legal issue at this point. In fact, it is a legal issue at this point. The copyright holder sent YouTube a full-on legal request to have the video taken down, which YouTube is forced to comply with by law. You're also warned that if you pursue a dispute, you had better not be lying, or there can be legal repercussions. For example, if you knowingly pirate something, put it on YouTube, but then falsely dispute the copyright strike, that's illegal. Yeah, don't do that. Now, as if that wasn't bad enough for those videos that are legit, the strike also limits your creative freedom. With just one strike on your channel, your videos are limited to 15 minutes or less, and you lose the ability to dispute any content ID claims for 6 months. It also puts your account in a negative standing, which means if you're not a YouTube partner and you wanted to become one, you can't until the strike wears off in 6 months, I believe. Or unless you win the dispute and the strike is removed that way. Well, I say win, but in my particular case, the copyright owner tends to just sit on their hands and wait for the clock to run out on the dispute instead of actually retracting their false claim. Now, the worst part of the strike is that it can potentially destroy your channel. See, the strike system works just like baseball. It's 3 strikes and you're out. So you can only have 3 simultaneous claims at once. And if all 3 of your disputes are lost, your channel is permanently deleted. Now, I'll take this moment to talk to the content creators out there and artists in general and say this: for the love of all that is holy, back up your work. If you get a strike and a content ID claim, you can't access your videos from YouTube. You can't download them from YouTube anymore. So that is not a rational way of backing up your work. So keep it on a hard drive, please, just for everybody's sake, and yours mostly. Okay, moving right along. Now that I've explained how YouTube lousily deals with copyright infringement, I come to the meat and potatoes, if you will, of this video. Yeah, we'll call that last part a side salad, or soup, I guess. Anyway, the big topic here is fair use. Now, fair use is a part of U.S. copyright law that states brief excerpts of copyrighted material may, under certain circumstances, be quoted verbatim for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and research. That's the bare bones definition of fair use anyway. Now, for example, if you're using clips of a movie to do a review of said movie, then that meets fair use criteria. Now, to take it a step further, a piece needs to have some other criteria. The first one is whether or not the work you made using the copyright material is called transformative. That basically means that it had a different meaning or purpose than the original work. Movie review example I mentioned is fitting of that criteria. The point is that something needs to be added to the original or changed in some way. It can't just be a copy and paste of some clips and then you claim it as your own. And while we're on the subject of claiming, sadly, even if you say in your video, this isn't mine, it belongs to whoever, that doesn't keep the copyright police off your back. So, yeah, that's quite unfortunate for everybody. Anyway, the other big thing about fair use is the commercial effect on the original work. Basically, did your video make it so the copyright holder could no longer sell their work? Or did it make it harder to sell their work? If the answer is no, or in the case with most YouTube content creators, it's, what the, of course not, you idiot, then it's fair use. Now, the big problem with YouTube's system is that it just doesn't seem to consider fair use at all, ever. The content ID bots, of course, can't tell what's fair use and what isn't, so that in itself is flawed as hell. Now, I get that YouTube has way too much content for people to sift through or to go finding copyright infringement, so you need automation in the works. That makes sense. But maybe something like the program notifying you and giving you a window of time with which to take the content out, claim fair use, or do nothing. And then, after a set period of days after you claim fair use or do nothing, or delete the copyrighted content, then they notify the copyright owner, so they, being an actual human being, who should be aware of fair use exceptions, at least to some basic degree, can look at the video and make a decision. Also, due to the fact that things are so easy and automated, the current system is abused insanely. People are issuing strikes on videos just because the review of their product was unfavorable or they simply didn't like it. And yes, I'm exasperated at this because it's ridiculous. It violates both fair use and free speech, and you'd think we would have gotten over this by now. And there are also other YouTube content creators out there issuing takedown notices to their peers out of sheer malice, which again is so disgustingly juvenile. And it shouldn't be possible. This system is broken. And the consequences are so harsh that it can't afford to be this badly broken. Now, sadly, YouTube has made it so that you can't contact them in any real way. If you do, you get automated responses again and again. The only exception to this is for the big content creators out there who have a certain number of subscribers and a certain number of hours of watch content per day. However, it seems that even those people aren't immune to the false claims stuff, and the responses they've gotten from YouTube have been unsatisfactory. So, it's up to us as content creators, both big and small, and the consumers who enjoy them, to make a move. Therefore, in standing with the Nostalgia Critic, Grade A Under A, and many others, I ask YouTube, where's the fair use? Now, to do your part in this, go on Twitter and use the hashtag WTFU, or go on any other social media and bring the matter to people's attention. Or, if you're so inclined, make a video of your own for YouTube and everyone else to see. Can't be worse than this one, right? Yeah, I think so. Now, for the future of a medium that isn't going away, I think we should stand together and make YouTube better for everyone. Maybe it's pointless. Maybe Google is just a big corporation that doesn't care one bit about us. But I think they need us. They need our content, they need our views, and they need our revenue, whether they pretend that they don't make money or not. If they don't get these things, YouTube ceases to exist. Also, if we don't try to make YouTube better, we'll never know whether it could have been better. So, for those reasons, I think it's totally worth it to try this. Well, thank you for watching this video, and any of my other videos you've watched. I also thank those of you who have subscribed to my channel and who go to my site. Really, I am very, very grateful. Thank you. And this is Lady Tsuki. Mata ne!